I'm Captain David Gutierrez, and this is a day in the life of a probationary fire captain for the San José Fire Department. All right, it's about 5:45 in the morning. I usually try to get out of the house around this time. That way it gives me adequate amount of time to get on the road and get to the firehouse early. It's important for me to get there around 6:45, 7 a.m., even though shift change is officially at 8 a.m. That gives me that time with the off-going shift and the officer to sit down and get a good turnover report. And also, it prevents that fire officer from being held over if they get a last-minute call. I've been in the fire service now for about 20 years, and I've recently promoted to the rank of fire captain. And that's something that I'm very proud and excited about at the same time. One of the main factors and motivating factors of why I even did it in the first place was my family. And that was trying to be a good example for my wife and my kids, and I'm very happy to be able to do that. So I still got a ways to go, so I'll see you at the firehouse. Hey, good morning, Shay.
Hey, morning, Dave. How's it going?
Good, buddy. How was the shift?
Lots of the coffee right there. We'll have to fill it up. Pretty good, man.
It's good to see you this morning, man.
You too. Just a handful of calls yesterday. I'm off to 22 today, so
all right.
We had a little fire alarm at VMC. Alarm kept on going off. They're on fire watch right now.
Okay.
But yeah, other than that, it was kind of standard for Engine 4. You know,
yep.
Probably 15 calls every shift, so every day.
Right on. You off to a different station?
That's it, man. I'm going to 22.
Right on, buddy. I got you.
I'll
take it from here.
Thank
Yep. So now after I get that turnover from the off-going captain, I'm just gonna move on to the engine and get all my equipment taken care of and ready to go. After that, I'm gonna make sure my crew is here and then check some emails and stuff and get the day started. Hey, good morning, guys. How we doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good 4 days?
That was a 4 day good.
Oh man, it was good. It was good. All right, guys, we don't got anything on the calendar this morning other than I need to attend a probationary captain's quarterly. But if you remember, we wanted to go take care of that drill at the apartments that we went to a couple weeks ago that we saw an area for us to improve on. So we'll get that done around 9 a.m. And then as far as shopping, who wants to cook today? Cool, you got it? We'll just all split it. Sound pretty good. All right, we do have inspections to take care of. We'll try to get to those as soon as we can, but we'll see how the day goes. You know, I get asked a lot now as a new company officer, what are some of the challenges and rewards that I get from being a new company officer? And definitely one of the challenges is the administrative side, and making sure that I'm not only staying on my own, but also staying on top of my crew's things as well, making sure I'm helping them with things that they need. And time management. But another big challenge I feel is not just gaining, but maintaining my crew's respect. That's one of the biggest things for me that's very important for me. I really want them to understand that I do care about them, not just as firefighters, but also as people outside work as well. I think maintaining a good mental and physical health and safety mindset is important. So I really want them to understand that they are my utmost important and number one priority. So that's something that I'm going to continue to work on as a challenge. One of the biggest rewards, though, I believe, is that I've worked for a lot of company officers in the past, and really good ones, and I've learned a lot about the fire service, not just the job, but also its culture. And I'm excited, and it's going to be rewarding to be able to pass on those cultures and to be able to pass on the things that I've learned from past company officers over the last 20 years. So that's one of the biggest things I'm looking forward to doing. I want one of you guys to step out, mimic that you're dropping the 5-inch, right? Get to the corner and just tell them, lay line. Let's go right up there, yeah. Let's go as far as you can go. Go around, see how far you can go. Can you reach that far all the way around? Well, we decided to come out to these apartments to come do a little drill, get some training in with the crew here, because a couple weeks ago we came out here for a medical aid, and like a lot of medical aids, we're always not just there for the EMS component, but we're always checking out the structures, and we're always thinking of things of what if a fire would occur in this building, and how would we tactically go about attacking that fire itself. So we noticed here it's a little different. It's 2-story garden style apartments over some parking garage here, and access on either way can be a little bit difficult. We also noticed that there's few and far between hydrants. So we came here and the idea was to find a way to make sure that we leave a 5-inch line for our second due company to be able to connect to get the water supply that we needed, that we spot in a way that we can drop our hose line where we need it and also leave room for the ladder truck, which is very important. We also wanted to make sure that our attack line, our initial attack line, which is 200 feet, can reach it going up a stairwell here and get to those apartments on either side, left or right, also bringing an additional 100 feet in case we needed to extend that line. And what we just noticed was it actually worked. It covers more than enough, so it makes us feel a lot better as far as our tactics go. So if we do have an incident here, we at least have an initial game plan moving forward. So we just got back from that vegetation fire along the freeway there that engine 130 just rolled up on and requested some assistance because it seemed to have jumped the freeway or had an additional start. Not exactly sure what occurred there, but we were needing some additional assistance, which Water Tender 17 came and helped us with. So my duties as a fire captain on that situation there is, first and foremost, the overall safety of my crew, especially on the freeway. It's one of the most dangerous scenes because you do have a lot of distracted drivers at that time, and either they're looking at their phones or looking at the fire engines or the actual fire. So the safety of the crew is the #1 priority when it comes to a fire officer. But on top of that is understanding tactics and strategies and how we're going to combat that actual fire itself. And that is something I discussed with my crew as we were rolling up to the scene and making sure that I'm letting the IC of that incident know what we're doing and then take direction from the IC also. So making sure that our tactics and strategies are matching up with him or her also. But once we finished that fire, we were trying to get some water to get back in service, and we saw another start in the creek. So we ended up taking care of that one as well. So now we're back. My engineer has just finished up putting more water into the tank, replacing the hose lines that we've dirtied, and also one also busted. So we're going to be back in service here in about a minute. All right, we're just getting back to the firehouse from another medical aid call, and around this time we're trying to get lunch on the table here. You guys have already gotten started, so let's see where they're at. So Miles and Miguel are in the kitchen getting things going for lunch. Our main chef is John, who's out there on the grill right now. I believe we're having sausage sandwiches, something quick, because it's been a pretty busy shift. So sooner we can get it on the table, the sooner we can eat it and continue to run the calls. That is the main priority here. Yeah, that commercial, man, it was a tilt-up panelized roof.
Okay.
Yeah, so like, if we could go down there, tomorrow or whatever, we check out that construction of how it burnt down. They didn't vent it, but you can see how strong those glue lamps on those purlins. You know how we try and get on those purlins, stay on them? It's like you can literally still walk around those purlins. It was just those rafters that gave way. All right, so we're here now at the San José Fire Department Training Center where I'm about to begin my first quarterly. As a probationary fire officer, we have to do these quarterlies throughout the year for the duration of our probation. I'm excited about being here today, this specific one, because this is a truck operations quarterly. This is something where I really enjoy doing, which is truck operations, and I'm understanding there's going to be some good instructors here who are going to help us and make our job easier with some nuggets that we can learn. I think it's very important that we not only continue to learn as fire officers, but it's important that we are finding ways to also teach it, because that's exactly what we are as supervisors. We're also coaches, we're teachers to make our crews better. So being here today, we're going to learn those nuggets. We're going to get out there and try to find ways to teach our crew. And here we are at the tower. So I'll see you when we get back. Part of the inspections that we got to do here is, besides of course the fire extinguishers and making sure exits are good, checking the utilities. Some of these apartments have gates just like that, security gates for getting in and out, and what they'll do is they'll put these Knox boxes. We have a Knox box key that allows us to make access and leave them open for the incoming apparatuses. So we double check to make sure that they're working in proper order also. That's what we're going to be doing for the next hour or so. Okay. All right, yeah. Right there. Yeah, right there. Yeah. See that? So every shift, it's very important that we put away at least 90 minutes of time to continue with our overall fitness and strength. It's actually policy that we do that, 90 minutes of everyday exercises. It doesn't have to be 90 minutes of complete strength training. It just complete 90 minutes of stretching, strength training, cardio. And it's very important for the whole crew to continue to take part in that because, as you know, our job's very taxing and demanding on physically on our bodies. So the more we can take care of it, the better we can do our job and the healthier we can continue to be. So let's work out. All right, I'm just finishing up my last report of the night. Usually I try to get it all done before we head to bed for the night. That way in the morning or through the night, I know we're gonna get a few more calls. I'm not behind when I wake up in the morning. So now that I'm all complete with that and all caught up, it's almost 11:30 at night here. I'm gonna try to get some sleep. We work 48-hour shifts, and we're a pretty busy engine company, and so usually we average anywhere between 3 and 5 calls after midnight. So anytime we can, try to get the engine to get some sleep usually around this time, and hope that it's not too busy. It's pretty busy, been a pretty busy day. So with that being said, I'm just going to go ahead and try to rack out for a little bit and see how the night holds.
Engine 4, bring down. Fire station 4.
All right. Get another call. I don't know what time it is. Probably about 1 a.m.
Map grid November. 3, 2.
Well, it's the morning of day 2. I'm halfway through the 48-hour shift. I'm just finishing up a few more reports. We had about 4 more calls after midnight, which is pretty common for this firehouse. This firehouse has seen a dramatic increase in call volume just like the rest of the city has. So it's nonstop here, day or night. But I hope the last 24 hours has been a good example of not just what we do here, but why this is such a rewarding job to be part of. And for me personally, it's like going full circle because I grew up in this district and I grew up in this city, so I take a lot of pride in it. With that being said, I want to thank you for following along over the last 24 hours. I believe the last 24 hours have been a great example of what it's like to be a probationary fire officer and to be an officer in the city of San Jose for the fire department. Thank you again. Until next time.